great year for boxing. One of the fights of the year was Josh Taylor-Regis Prograis, where Josh Taylor established himself as the #1 140-pound fighter in the world with a thrilling 12-round points win over Prograis. And we are happy to welcome into Max on Boxing now. Everyone knows top-ranked fighters are on ESPN, as fighters are siloed with different networks. And Top Rank just signed Josh Taylor, one of the, I think, Josh, 10 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much. Thanks for the introduction. That was really good. It's really good to hear that. Thank you very much.
What was the good part? What did you like hearing?
I like the pound-for-pound bit. You know, I've always wanted to be involved in the pound-for-pound, so I like that. So thanks very much.
Do you think you deserve that now? Do you think you're, I would have you right around 10, but do you think you deserve to be mentioned among the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world?
Yeah, I think so. I think given my last 3 performances, they've been against great fighters, you know, so I do believe, and I've put in great performances as well, so I do believe I kind of half deserved to be in the 10. So yeah, number 10. I'm not argue with that. I'm not argue with that. So yeah, I'm happy.
So the Regis.
Let's stop right there and bring you up to speed. Unified WBC Diamond, WBA Super World, and IBF 140-pound. Also, does he have the ring too as well? Is he ring 140-pound champion Josh Taylor in a surprising move so far, the biggest news of 2020 so far? He has signed with Top Rank. I thought that he had a link with Matchroom Eddie Hearn, and his now former promoter, Barry McGuigan, Cyclone Promotions, has lost their last two most significant fighters in Carl Frampton and now Josh Taylor to Top Rank Boxing. Here, let's read this. Let's do a little read of Rainbow. Here's from Cyclone Promotions. They had to think or know something was up, right? And also, what's going on over there? So that means he needs a new trainer and all that. You know, because what happens is when Cyclone fighters are usually trained by Shane McGuigan, the son. And Carl Frampton has some shit to say about them. Now Josh Taylor leaving is just looking, I don't know. But also it's unfortunate because a company like Cyclone can't provide the international exposure right now. They don't have the infrastructure for a guy like Josh Taylor for what he may want to accomplish. Unfortunately. So here's what they said. I'm going to read it to you. We are very disappointed to read the news that Josh Taylor has signed a promotional agreement with another promotional company. I like how they didn't decide to say their name. Josh Taylor is under an exclusive worldwide promotional contract with Cyclone Promotions. We have successfully brought Josh to the pinnacle of the sport from the day that he turned professional, including working alongside other stakeholders and boxing to deliver him the biggest fights. Most recently, Josh became an IBF World Champion in May 2019, then Unified Champion in October 2019. And we have been working since then to plan the next stage of his career. We are saddened that Josh felt the need to attempt to break his contract in this manner and frustrated at those who caused him to do so. They're talking about Top Rank, y'all. I wanted to say respectfully, no, this is what Josh Taylor said. I wanted to stay respectfully silent about my relationship with Cyclone, given that they have released a statement. It's only proper that I respond. Which I acknowledge and appreciate the role that Cyclone has played in my career to date. 3 weeks ago, I terminated my promotional agreement with Cyclone as a result of various breaches of contract, including in particular breaches relating to a conflict of interest on the part of the promoter that allowed me to search for a new promoter, which I have found in Top Rank. I wanted to part ways amicably. That means, I always have issues saying that word, but basically with no beef, parting with no beef. And without resorting to court proceedings, I thought and hoped the McGuigans would feel the same way given the litigation they are involved with other fighters. Ooh. I hope all of us can now move on in a positive way, concentrating on things which advance us all. Now, one thing is, you really don't want to get into, political or no legal beef with Top Rank. I'm just going to leave that part alone. So you know, it does now open the doors for Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez did a press conference, a little media thing in New York at the end of the year on the Crawford versus Kavaliauskas fight day or whatever. And I was like, so what's going on with Josh Taylor? They're acting like they don't want to fight him. Turns out they was in the process of fighting Josh Taylor. And they can do that fight, Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez, and make a shitload of money depending on what territory they do it in. And it'll be for undisputed. So now it's nothing that's going to stop that fight. First, Jose Ramirez must take care of business on February, what's that, the 1st against Victor Postol. And then Josh Taylor, he's got to get some shit going because he's got a mandatory coming up with the IBF. I don't count the WBA. You see what I'm saying? Jack Catterall is the WBO's mandatory for Jose Ramirez. So for Jose Ramirez, it's either Jack Catterall or Josh Taylor if he was to beat Victor Postol. For Josh Taylor, it's going to be Ampignon Kongsong. Sabril Matias was in an eliminator. Oh, I didn't even want to think of that. But yeah, it was an unfortunate fight with Maxim Dadashev. So yeah, rest in peace. So, you know, and then these guys have the option to go up to fight 147-pound WBO champion Terrence Crawford, who we're going to be talking about later on in the video. So this is some interesting shit right here. And in regards to the litigation, I don't know, man. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to have to see. But yeah, shout out to Josh Taylor. You know, so far, very, very good resume. Starting from O'Hara Davies, Miguel Vasquez, Victor Postol, Ryan Martin, Ivan Barancek, Regis Prograis. That's a very, very, very good resume. Jose Ramirez, Victor Postol is fighting next. Maurice Hooker, Jose Zepeda, Antonio Rosecourt, Mary Mom. Yes, indeed, Mike Reed. Shout out to Top Rank, making moves for the future. Let's listen into a little bit more before we go.
Progress fight. Let's start there. We're going to get into if we can expect to see you fighting on this side of the pond anytime soon and who you'd like to fight and who's calling you out already. But let's start with the Prograis fight because you're an undefeated fighter. You have a belt. You beat Barancek. Everyone respects you. I respected you. But I saw you as like a normal good fighter. And I looked at Prograis, and he had he had a little more electricity, it seemed to me, when he fought. I thought of him as with higher upside than you, and I thought he'd beat you. You proved me wrong. You won the fight decisively. The right hand to the body, I thought, was the deciding shot. I don't mean any one of them. I mean your consistency, snaking that right hand down there, and proved yourself the number 140-pounder in the world. Why do you think you were the underdog in that fight, the only time in your career?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Even through my amateur career, I always seem to have been the underdog going into tournaments and going into fights. Right the way through, right up until almost the Postol fight, I'd been sort of like known as an underdog and coming in under the radar. Never really got great exposure until my last couple of fights, until I beat Postol. That's
It's also going to be interesting to see what Regis Prograis does. You know, like within, you know, because to see these guys getting this big money from Top Rank, I'm sure he's in some negotiations with somebody. You know, I'm sure he is. Let's jump around a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of a jump cut. A little bit of a jump cut.
Anyone out there that you think you still have to fight to prove that?
Yeah, I believe after that fight, I've proved that I am number one in division. Also, there is the other fighter there that's got the two other belts, and Jose Ramirez. So obviously that I would want to go and fight him next, or as soon as I can. You know, as soon as possible. He's got to fight Postol on the 1st of February. So hopefully he comes through that, or whoever comes through that, I get the winner of that, and prove that I am the number one in division. You know, and unify all the belts. And be the first guy to do it in Scotland since the great Ken Buchanan. So that's a goal, a short-term goal of mine is to unify all the belts and prove that I am the number one in the whole of the division.
Since I set a trap you walked right into that Prograis never could set, you mentioned Jose Ramirez. I want you to listen to this sound.
I seen Taylor fight. He's a great fighter. So he has 2 belts. But I know once I'm in there, I could see him respecting me more than what I would respect him.
In your mind, does the fight with Josh Taylor have to happen?
Yeah, it has to. It has to for the fans. It has to for the division of the 140 pound.
That was Jose Ramirez talking to our own Mark Kriegel. What are your thoughts about what he said and of Jose Ramirez, the fighter?
Yeah, listen, I respect Jose Ramirez. Of course, he's a world champion, you know, and he also has to respect me as well. I've got the other 2 belts. I believe I'm the best fighter in division. Also, he's got a fighter's heart, a champion mindset as well, so he also believes that he's the best. So, like he says, yeah, the fight has to happen. You know, now I think we're both under the same banner now, so is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're both on the same banner now, so there's no reason why the fight can't get made at all. You know, there's no politics that are going to get involved in boxing now to make this fight happen. So there's absolutely no reason why it can happen, and hopefully it happens as soon as possible. So yeah, I want to prove I'm the best, and he wants to prove he's the best. So yeah, let's get on. Yeah, let's get on.
Josh.
All right, we're going to have to stop there. This is Max on Boxing for those who are not watching in the States. It's available on the ESPN Plus and ESPN platform here in the States. You know, the McGuigans are pissed. You got, you know, Shane McGuigan, the son of Barry McGuigan, throwing shots. If you want loyalty, buy a dog. Damn, Shane. Damn. You know, but fighters have the right to, you know. Damn. We gonna see, though. We gonna see. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Let's see what Josh Taylor does. You know, will we see these two, him and Jose Ramirez, fight in the summer? You know, he doesn't have a fight right now. Unless Top Rank wants to sign him to, you know, unless they sign him to fight an initial fight first, and then, you know, him and Ramirez fight. Like, for example, they could, you know, they can do, if Jose Ramirez beats Victor Postol, he'll fight his mandatory WBO Jack Catterall. And then they'll have Josh Taylor fight somebody, probably his mandatory, and build it up for them to fight in the fall or late fall or winter. That's usually how they do when they first sign somebody. They just don't throw them to the wolves just yet. They want to establish them and shit. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, something's telling me like that they're not going to be fighting next. I would be shocked if we see them fight in June, July, August. I'd be shocked. So I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.
A couple of things about that. Number one, if you have all the belts, if you're the man and there's nowhere else to go at 140 pounds, when you think of the stars at lightweight, for example, like Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez is challenging Lomachenko next, and some of the guys who might want to move up, they'd all have to come see you.